Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now. Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak, and this is our special Oscars extravaganza preview for the 2014 Oscars, the 86th Oscars. I'm Peter Loshak. Sitting next to me, of course, you all know her, Natalie Rydstrom. Natalie, how you doing?
Very well, thank you, Pete. How excited are you for the Oscars here?
Well, I love any kind of handicapping and any kind of, opportunity to at least, make a pick, if not make a bet. But I actually haven't, not only have I not watched any of these movies, I haven't watched any movie, basically, except for documentaries, in 7 years, something like that, 8 years. It's been a long time since I watched any fiction movie.
Well, you're in good hands. I've actually watched them all. I've been
Really?
I've been preparing for this show, actually. Social life has taken a bit of a dip, but very good movies, actually, which is why I think kind of making a bet on them, who's going to win, I think it's going to be really tough, to be honest.
All right. Well, we will analyze these odds with the help of a guest expert. He comes to us from William Hill. His name is Lee Phelps, and he does podcasts, TV shows. Lee Phelps, thanks for being with us.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. Looking forward to it. I've watched the films as well, and I think we can find a little bit of value. A lot of really short prices in the Oscars, in the awards, full stop. But maybe a couple of prices that we can make some money on.
All right. Well, now we're going to get into the actor categories. Let me just ask you quickly, first of all, just a broad question. Looking over these categories, there are some enormous favorites. And if you're a betting guy, you understand the deal with favorites. Usually, they're too big of a favorite. Sometimes it can be the opposite. Sometimes it's like a deadlock, and the market's afraid to make them that big of a favorite. I mean, when it comes to the Oscars, how often in the past 5 years do you generally see an upset of one of these huge favorites in these big categories?
Not very often.
Yeah, not very often.
I think the key to this really is, you got some prices that we'll talk about that are like 33 to 1 on.
Right.
I mean, you can't be having, you can't be putting on enough money to win back. So I think what you've got to look for is the rock solid shots that you can make a little bit of money on. And I think there might be a couple of surprises this year, not maybe in the major categories, although there are a couple. I mean, I think the interesting thing is that you listen to, Variety magazine, people talking, you watch like the Hollywood Reporter guys, and they think some of these categories are a lot closer than the bookmakers say they are. Mm-hmm. Well, someone's wrong there, and I'm going to trust the kind of, the guys who work for Variety and Hollywood Reporter over the bookmakers who are based in the UK, personally. So I think there might be some. This could be a year when we get surprises, but generally speaking, the odds-on shots land. All
right, let's start with Best Actor. The big favorite here is Matthew McConaughey for his apocalyptic turn in Dallas Buyers Club. Then the second choice is Leonardo DiCaprio for his riveting portrayal in The Wolf of Wall Street. Riveting portrayal. Then we have Chiwetel Ejiofor for his agonizing portrait in 12 Years a Slave, and then Bruce Dern, an enormous long shot with his vivid characterization in Nebraska. And then we have Christian Bale for his radiant portrayal in American Hustle. Now let's start with Natalie. Natalie, huge favorite here, Matthew McConaughey. You think that's worth a bet?
Absolutely. If you'd have seen the film, Pete, it was an amazing performance, actually. But to be honest with you, I would have actually had second favourite as Chiwetel Ejiofor. Mm-hmm. Personally, I actually think it's between those two rather than Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know what your thoughts are there, Lee.
I agree, to be honest. I mean, I think Leonardo DiCaprio, there's been a pretty big gamble on him. Before the BAFTAs over here in London, there was a really big gamble on Leonardo DiCaprio to win the BAFTA for Best Actor. It didn't land. Chiwetel Ejiofor won it, probably not surprisingly, seeing as British actor, etc., etc. But I mean, Matthew McConaughey, really short price favourite. Chiwetel Ejiofor is the only opposition in my mind. I just don't think he'll quite do it. I mean, I think 12 Years a Slave will win so many awards and so many prestigious awards at the Oscars. I think this one will go to Matthew McConaughey. This year he's just changed his whole career, this guy, and I think he'll be fully justified. As Nat said, the performance is brilliant, and I think he will win it.
Right. I mean, when I look at this, I can't tell the difference between a good acting performance and a bad acting performance. They look all the same to me. Why would McConaughey be such an enormous favorite? What are the factors that are making him such a huge favorite here?
I just think, in terms of his performance, I mean, you look at his role in this film is so different to what he's done before. I think, in terms of an actor, any actor should be able to get up there and do a great performance. That's fine. I get what you're saying. Yeah. But I think when you look, you think, you kind of go, this is Matthew McConaughey, that guy who did rom-coms, and it's just changed so much.
And he lost a lot of weight as well. he lost a lot of weight for his role, didn't he, to really kind of get
Yeah.
into character. I think he really
Yeah.
took it to the extreme from this one.
You know, the role itself, I mean, you know, for anyone who doesn't know about the subject matter of this film, he plays this guy called Ron Woodruff, he's diagnosed with HIV. He finds a way to obtain some drugs that the government and the pharmaceutical companies are refusing to supply, and he gets involved in a world that, you know, as a homophobic guy who's got HIV, he would never have got involved in the past. I personally would probably side with Chiwetel Ejiofor. I thought it was a more moving performance,
Yeah,
but there's
same.
not much to split them. But I think the Academy will go with McConaughey.
All right, so there you hit on it. Oscar loves an HIV-positive character. That's why McConaughey is a huge favorite, right?
Philadelphia, remember Philadelphia?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.